Welcome back, everyone. All right. So in this tutorial, let's take a look at the box aesthetic here. Now, again, most lamps are more like a cylinder than a box, but let's go ahead and let's take a look on how to do this here. Now, one of the things that you need to know, depending on what you're doing, whether it's movies or games or whatnot with Blender, you need to make sure, again, what you're exporting to. But if you're into, for example, games, oftentimes a texture is applied to this. And all the texture is something like, it's like an image posted to this. So let's say this was a science fiction box. You can go and you can just add in a picture of what a science fiction box would look like. On the flip side, you can go and modify that as much as you possibly can. The second way takes a lot more, is a lot more costly, and the vertice count is more. The first way is a lot easier to do. So in this way, we're going to go with a very simple box aesthetic, but it's going to be simple, and with a little bit of texture, it could look great even in an architectural render. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead. I'm just going to move this box simply down like this. All right, and then I'm going to create another cube, and we'll just move this cube somewhere in here and move it up like that. And I'm just gonna kind of move it up here. I'm gonna actually put 7, move everything something like that, and just move it so that the red and the green kind of match up. Okay, and there we go. And frankly, we could call this a day right here. And believe it or not, there are lamps that look like this. But let's add in a bit more geometry. Again, if you're going for a certain kind of aesthetic, like if your whole level or movie or whatnot has a square aesthetic, it looks a lot. It will look, the viewer and the person who's interacting with this will know, will kind of get that kind of theme. Okay, so let's tab into edit mode here. Let's hop into face select and let's go to the top here. Eat extrude, right click, and we're going to simply move this down here, and we're going to go eat extrude to the bottom here. Okay, and that adds in a whole other level here. We can actually do the same thing for the bottom. We can go eat extrude, right click, scale it in, and then eat extrude up like that here. Now, is anyone going to notice this? The short answer is yes and no. Even if a person's going through this, they may not implicitly or like explicitly notice, but they might implicitly notice. So this actually looks like a cool lamp here. You can play around with this actually quite a bit. You can move these one way or another, but for the most part, this actually looks like a very simple yet effective lamp. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.